Good morning, Buckeye Central. Hey, welcome back to the first day of school. We are so excited to have students back in the building again. It has been way too quiet for way too long. It's great to see kids in the hallways. It's great to see kids in the classrooms. It's great to hear laughing in the hallways again. It really is good to see life and energy back inside these hallways. So welcome back. We're really excited about the upcoming school year. I hope you are. But there are a few things I do want to cover quickly. It has been 161 days since we've been in this building like this, since March 12th. It's been a long time. So there's a few things that we want to cover to make sure that we stay in this building for a long time. And your teachers today, first period, they're going to cover some of that stuff with you. I'm not going to cover all of that. I'm going to spend just a few minutes here with you today, then I'm going to let the teachers take over after that. You don't need to hear me talk all day. You need to hear them talk. So there are a few things, though, that, as I said, that I do want to cover. Number one, let's talk about the mask a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and take it off. It's just before 5 o'clock. I'm in the office by myself. But I remember the first day that I was able to go back inside a bank again. I think it was back in May when we were allowed to enter banks once again. And I remember going in, and there was an employee inside the bank wearing a mask, holding a gun. And I thought to myself, that's not right. That's not normal. That seems a little backwards to me. Typically, it's the person coming into the bank that has the mask and a gun on. Now, of course, it was a temperature gun, not a real gun, but it made me chuckle a little bit and made me think, that seems a little upside down. That seems a little backwards, upside down to me. And as the school year, not school year, but as the school year ended and the summer went on, there's a number of things that probably occurred that you noticed too that seems just a little bit backwards and upside down. The NBA is playing in a bubble down in Orlando. That just doesn't seem right. They're not traveling. There's not live crowds. There's no, the economy is not benefiting, I guess, from these games too as well. So it just seems a little bit backwards. I know that we were really concerned for the longest time about whether we're going to have a sports season, but we are now. Now it's a little bit different. We're playing 6 games, and then everybody's getting into the playoffs in football. That's never happened before. And then if you lose in the playoff game, you're allowed to pick up a few more games after that if you want as well. I know that we have volleyball up and running. I know we have cross country is now no longer considered a contact sport, so they're up and running, and so is golf. However, I know that we've heard recently that we're going to have a few changes to how we are allowed to come and view the game. We're not going to be allowed to have as many people in the stands watching these games, just to ensure the safety of all individuals. So it seems things seem a little bit, a little backwards at times, a little upside down. And you know what? It is what it is. It's COVID-19. It's what we've been living in since March, and it's going to be what we face going forward. And there are some things that we can do though to kind of help control our destiny a little bit, to try to impact our future just a little bit. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today with you before we move on and before I turn this over to the teachers. We fought really hard to have a football season, and it was hashtag, I shouldn't say football season, but athletic season. We wanted volleyball. We wanted all the fall sports. And it's something that we fought hard for. And, for the longest time, it was hashtag, we want a season. Now we have that season, and it's hashtag, help us keep our season, because we want to stay in these sports. And for some schools across the state, there was a big decision. Are we going to go back to school? Is it going to be remote? For us at Buckeye Central, our goal was to get back here, first day of school, and be as close to normal as possible. But even in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, is that going to happen? So for the longest time, even I was thinking, hashtag, we want a school year. Well, now we have it. And so now the reality is we're here. So let's do what we can to keep the school year too. Let's do what we can to make sure that we stay in this building for as long as we can. And so to help with that, there's a there's a plan that we put together that we submitted via Facebook and Twitter and other social media forums back in July. I think I've even emailed out to the students twice, if not 3 times in the last month or so. So that plan has been spread out, I think, a number of times. And in that plan, we have a lot of processes and protocols in place to kind of keep everybody here safe. And your teachers will help you with that today. The things that they talk about today will come out of that plan. They'll help you on how we transition from class to class. They'll help you on how we get down to lunch. They'll help remind you of those different things that we need to do to keep all students safe. So please listen to that and please follow what they say to the best of your abilities. Now, I do want to spend just a minute talking about the masks because I do know this, and this is the elephant in the room, but let's just talk about it. I do know that for the most part of society, there is somewhat of a debate over the masks, whether they should be used or not. For the longest time, we thought we were going to be able to use face shields. But then this past Saturday, the governor came out and said, no, face shields are not allowed. We need to wear masks. And that has become, for the most part, a mandate passed down from the state of Ohio. And so that's not a Buckeye Central thing. That's not a Dr. Martin thing. That really is a state of Ohio thing, kind of passed down to us. And so I'm not going to get into the reasons for it, whether it's right, whether it's wrong. We all have our different opinions on that. And we all should have our different opinions. Listen, everybody here has their own opinions and their own thoughts, and I value your opinions and thoughts. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that we just have to follow. So please, throughout the day, make sure that you are wearing the mask when you're asked to wear the mask. It's one of those things that we can do, again, to help ensure, to the best of our abilities, that we'll be open here as long as we can, that we'll keep our seasons running as long as we can, that will help band, and the halftime shows stay up and running for as long as they can as well. So please listen to that. A few other things that I think are important that we need to talk about, and your teachers may cover them with you as well, but I think they're pretty important. We are trying to stop, or at least marginalize, the amount of loitering that happens in the hallways. We do want to keep everybody distanced as much as possible. And so we're going to stagger the transitions from class to class. And again, the teachers will walk you through that. We're also going to use our Chromebooks as much as we possibly can during the school day. That way, we don't have to stop at our locker every period and get a new book. If we can transition from class to class without stops, that's best for all of us. Now, there will be some times where that just can't happen, where you have to go to your locker, and please do. But again, teachers will try to use that Chromebook as much as they possibly can to marginalize the amount of times that you stop at your locker. Restrooms. Restrooms, we're asking for about 3 students into a restroom at a time. Please no more than that. Again, just to keep everything kind of distanced. And so please don't go to the teacher in a group of 4 or 5 and ask to use the restroom. Please don't do that. Use the restroom quickly, wash your hands, and come on back. Also, when you transition all day, every day, we have sanitizer all over the place. So please sanitize your hands as you leave each class. And then lunch. Let's just cover lunch real quick. I would like for us to stagger lunch. We've always let seniors go first, and seniors will again this year. And so what we're asking to happen this year is the seniors will go down first, and they'll go down the first hallway to lunch, the high school hallway down to the lunchroom. And then we'll stagger it. It won't be very long. And then we'll let all juniors out. And then they'll go down to the elementary hallway and go down that line into lunch. And then we'll let the sophomores out. They'll go down to the high school wing hallway down to lunch, and then we'll let the freshmen out. And they'll go down to the elementary wing hallway and then down to lunch. That way we try to keep people, again, spread out as much as possible. And that way you're not waiting in line behind a lot of people as much as possible. And then as always, seniors, you are in the multi-purpose room. And I think this year, because of the distancing, juniors will be in there as well. So all juniors and seniors, please use the multi-purpose room for lunch. And then, of course, all freshmen and sophomores, you'll be in the cafeteria. So please do that. Now, what I have read and what I've heard is that washing your hands with hot water and soap for 20 seconds is the best way for us to rid the virus. So on the way to lunch, if you're in a classroom or a lab that has a sink, and so please use that. Please wash your hands if you can. That's the best way to do it. If you're not in a classroom or a lab, then please use the sanitation, the sanitizer that's given to you. Use that. Now, if on the way down you feel like you want to wash your hands, please do. Please use the restrooms, wash your hands. Please be quick, 20 seconds, hot water, in and out, and then get down to lunch. Okay? Continue parking where you're parking. Continue being safe coming into the school. I get worried about that. So park on the appropriate side in the back parking lot if you're a driver. Be safe coming in. And then also, please come to the high school and get a pass. If you're a driver, please come to the high school and get a pass, okay? Sign up for a pass. I don't think they're in yet. We ordered them a little while ago, but everybody's really busy printing stuff out, so they're not here yet. But when they get here, we're going to give those passes to you. But we do need you coming down and then registering your car. Now, for the first time since I've been here, for the first time since in a long time, I think, I have decided we are not going to charge for parking passes. We're just not. It makes no sense to me. So we are no longer charging for parking. At least this year we're not. All right. So, but you do need to register your car. So please make sure you do that. All seniors and juniors and sophomores, whoever is a driver, please make sure you do that. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, come see us. Talk to your teachers. If they don't have the answers, then you can come down and see me. But please ask them first. Please listen to them today. Please try to follow the protocols that have been written by the committee, the Restart Committee. Please try to follow those to the best of your abilities. And again, we're excited to have you back. It's going to be a year of challenges, no doubt. No doubt it's going to be a year of challenges. We're going to be operating in the gray quite a bit. It's going to require all of us to be flexible and resilient. But you know what? It's going to be a good year. Let's stay here. Let's make sure that we're here for as long as we can be. Let's be as flexible as we can be. Let's be as resilient as we can be, and let's make this the best year that it can. All right, that's all I have. Please listen to your teachers and have a great day. Thank you.